Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I'm here for Thermoweb on their YouTube channel today, and I want to show you the brand new Thermoweb Gina K Designs Stamp and Foil line. I'm going to show you all the products, and then I'm going to show you how I created this card. And the fun thing about this line is you get to combine and customize everything you're making, all of the colors, because you're using stamps, you're using foils, and you're using dies. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you in the Gina K and Thermoweb line are the Foilmates. You may have seen these before. They can be cut down to 2 4¼ by 5½ inch panels. They are covered with toner so they can be foiled. These are the 3 new foil colors. They're absolutely beautiful. They have that fun sparkle and shine to them, not just traditional foil. Okay, this is the StampnFoil line. So there are several stamp sets and they are layering stamps, but they're very easy to use. Then you can purchase the Foilmates that are the detail sets, and these can be foiled. These are printed with a special high-grade toner that then can be combined with these stamps, and I'm going to show you how all this works later on. So there are 3 different sets. There is Time to Celebrate. That was the birthday line we were looking at. This is Butterfly Kisses. And then my favorite here is Where Flowers Bloom. I love how you can do the details stamping, the inner stamping. You can combine it with the foils. These are really easy to use and customize, again, to your color scheme. Now, here are the dies that are for Butterfly Kisses. You get all the basic butterflies, all the basic flowers and leaves, and all the basic birthdays. You get the cake and the present, a balloon, and a banner. Okay, so I am going to be using the Where Flowers Bloom set. I have all of Gina K Designs for Thermoweb inks lined up there so that I can use them for my stamping. So you can see how these layering stamps, these inside stamps, can fit right over those Foilmate details there, and that will allow you to stamp color on the inside, and then that outside, that black line, is the toner that you'll be able to foil. So I'm using my Misty here. I find it a lot easier to use a stamp positioner when I am stamping with layering stamps because I'm not so good at it, and it just makes it a lot easier for me to make sure that the stamp is positioned perfectly. You could obviously use an acrylic block if you don't have a stamp positioner. These are pretty basic shapes, so they are quite easy to line up, even if you don't have that stamp positioner. I am going back in because I want a really, really deep color on the inking. So I am re-inking all of these and doing a double stamp. And that's the other great thing about using a stamp positioner with these. If you don't want a lighter color, if you want that deeper color and you want to stamp twice, you absolutely can. So I'm going to stamp everything on this detail page. You can see that you get 2 large flowers, 2 small flowers, 2 sets of leaves in each direction, and then 2 flower centers. I don't use the flower centers this time. You can stamp, and I am stamping color over those flower centers, but you can also stamp the large flower over them as well and have them be that way so that you get foiling on the inside too. Now I'm going to line up my dies. I'm sorry my face kind of gets in the way here, but you want to just twist the die around until you find the side that it fits, and it'll fit like a puzzle piece, and then put a little bit of washi tape on it, and that will hold it in place while you run it through either your Sizzix machine, or if you have a Cuttlebug or a Spellbinders machine, whatever you have, whatever you use. I like the Sizzix Big Shot, and so I'm going to run that through. Then I did it again with the other sets of flowers and leaves, and now I'm ready to foil. So I pulled out Jelly Bean Green, which is one of the older Gina K for Thermoweb green foils, and then I have her 3 brand new sparkly foils, the pink, the blue, and the orange. I'm going to layer those over my stamped and cut out images with the foil color side facing up towards me, and I'm laying it in a piece of parchment paper that is Thermoweb parchment paper that is folded in half for me. So you can see there that that black outline now has foil on it. I also did a background Foilmate so that I could put this card together. It's got the leaves on it. I thought it was perfect for all these flowers and leaves. I used a die cut tag from Gina K Designs for ThermWeb and some of her sheer satin ribbon as well to tie the tag. And you can see that I used one of the sentiments from that stamp set from the Where Flowers Bloom set. And the great thing about those ink cubes is that you can stamp one line of the stamp set in pink and then the second line in blue. And it's really easy to do when you have ink cubes like that. That's the benefit of having the cubes versus the large ink pads. So now I'm going to try and figure out where I'm going to place everything, and I'm going to use some ThermWeb 3D Zots, and you can see that I'm placing one Zot on the end of those leaves there, and I'm tucking the stem behind the tag. That one Zot will hold it in place. Absolutely no problem. They are very sticky. So now I'm trying to figure out what else I'm going to use on this card. You don't have to use all the pieces. Obviously, you could save some for another project, and I do end up doing that as well. But you can just see all of the sort of interest and depth and dimension you get when you combine stamping and foiling and die cutting. And all of these sets work so perfectly together, and they make it really easy to pull together a beautiful card that has so much interest on it because it's got your colors that you've chosen as far as inks. You can use any type of inks you want with those clear acrylic stamps. And I'd like to mention that those clear acrylic stamps are photopolymer, so they are the high grade quality clear stamps. So that is the card that I created with StampnFoil. Now I'm just going to adhere it to a piece of the Gina K cardstock. This was 8.5 by 11. I cut it in half and folded it in half so that it is a 4.25 by 5.5 inch top folding note card. I did cut my panel down just a little bit so I would have a little slice of a white border around all the sides. See how easy that was? Super, super simple. The StampnFoil line is so much fun. I'll have all the ThermWeb products linked down below so that you can check them out. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.